Hello, everyone. Hi. Let me find my guests here. We are going live today to talk about all things Autoposher. And I am grabbing Neha in. We got it.
Hey,
Awesome. Good afternoon. Morning's over. How are you doing?
good. How are you?
Doing great. I moved upstairs out of my dungeon for this. I wanted the people to have sunlight.
I know I noticed your background was different. It's nice.
Yes. That's usually there's you might see deer throughout this whole live. So pretty cool. Um, so we're here today to talk about Autoposher. Now, I saw your videos on Autoposher on TikTok because you'd been working on this since like November. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Like another VA. But I had no idea the tool that you were developing. I don't know. We have 67 people in here, so I would love to just start talking about it. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's get started.
So what I can describe auto posture from my perspective, but from your perspective, um, what is auto posture and why did you create it?
Yeah, so Autoposher is a Poshmark virtual assistant, like you said, which means
Mm-hmm.
that all the little automatable things that you can do on Poshmark to increase your sales,
Mm-hmm.
Autoposher does for you in just a few clicks. And it's funny because when I joined Poshmark, I kind of quickly realized that sharing was the secret sauce to making sales. And it
And
actually
they don't tell you it, right? Like they don't come out and say share your closet. I'll be like, yeah, I'll share it when I want to.
it
If
was
it's
it was like the Posh ambassador thing for me. I was
yes.
like, "Oh, I want to be a Posh ambassador," so I started sharing, and then I started sharing, and then I got sales, and I was like, wait a minute. Um, so yeah, it started just as a tool for me because I was like, I know how to code. I need to do this. I'm going to build this.
Mm-hmm.
And my reseller friend came to town, and I told her about it, and she was just like, "What? You built this? I need."
Uh-huh.
And she sort of convinced me. She was like, I think a lot of people need what you built, and so that's it. She was customer
Very
number one.
Very cool. Hi, Teresa. We have some people popping in. Thank you for following and thank you for joining in. Just to recap, if you're just starting to follow, we're just talking about Autoposher, which Neha here is the CEO, founder, guru on the topic, and I'm picking her brain because I know so many. I will call myself a SME of Poshmark at this point. I've been selling on Poshmark for 10 years. Um, and I was with a different VA for a little bit, and I was unsatisfied, I guess, just it felt like a bot for real. And then you came along and felt like a person with like a mission. So that's what was different for this is the best bot. Yes, Teresa's saying that's awesome. I agree. I even get I'm like, she's not a bot though, she's a real person. Okay. But how can people get started on auto posture? I know there's a free version, a free trial. Can you explain some of those?
Yeah, so when you sign up, it's free to sign up, and we have a
Mhm.
free version just to let you play around with it, see what it's about, understand how it looks, how it feels, and to see that it actually works, right? Because I think
Yeah.
this concept of being able to close your browser and it's still sharing is like very new.
Yeah.
And so it's yes, you can be on the free plan forever. And then once you're ready to sort of commit to trying all the different features and really seeing that spike in sales, then you can sign up for the free trial of either of the plans. And that will just open the gates for 1 week and you can just turn everything on and see how it goes. And that's the difference.
That is awesome. You keep rolling out new features all the time too. And the latest one, I just saw the fruit of it for the first time this morning. It was bundle offers. Now, I've always had a bundle discount on my when people bundle items, but today I added the free shipping offer. It's the same exact discount, 20%, but free shipping. And I've had two people buy from bundles off of that, which a 20% discount on a bundle is wonderful. Good morning, Norma. Good morning, Nada to Prada. Hi, Ruth, jumping in. Um, we Yeah. So every time you get a new feature, I'm like, yes, absolutely. I need to go to my computer. I need to sign up for this. And you don't charge anything extra as these new features come in. You're just like, it's kind of like, I feel like the platform is like in beta, but not like it, it's all any other platform that would try to do this. It would take months for this to roll out all the time. And you just keep rolling these things out because you're doing it all, right? Like you're able to.
And I think, yeah, to your point, like I saw on Poshmark, and so I feel like every day I'm thinking about new things that can be done and trying to just constantly improve, what Autoposher offers. And a lot of people email me. I got a lot of feedback. It's really great because I want this to be something for resellers, actually
Yeah.
useful and actually making a difference. And so that's kind of my main goal.
I think it is. And I think reselling is much more of an option like it was for me for moms to stay at home with their kids or dads to earn some extra money in the evenings, after their full-time jobs. So I definitely think it helps people, honestly. And I don't think a lot of people know that you can use these tools too. Um, Nada Prada said, noticed a big difference in my sales. Awesome, so happy with it. I have heard that from so many people, which is awesome. So if they want to sign up for the free trial, they can just go do that now. If they wanted to sign up with, you have a $5 off coupon, right? That also does get you to sign up for when it's after the free trial ends.
Yeah, Juliet's Finds, your coupon, $5 off. And so you'll get the 7-day free trial, then you'll get $5 off your first month. And a pro tip for the free trial is you should sign up for the premium for free trial because then you get everything free for 7 days. Even if you think maybe it's not right, maybe you want to go down to basic later, you can always change it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like really maximizing what you get out of the free trial.
Very cool. Okay. One more question, then we're gonna go. I see one question from Risner Sells, which we'll answer. I have one more question for her. How many people are currently signed up for Autoposher? Like, I know you just started this in November, so
Yeah, it's so started in November. Now we're about 500 plus customers. So
that's amazing.
it's grown a lot. It's been really exciting and it's been cool to, I don't know, still have a really personal touch with all these people who, like Teresa, who just commented, like, I just find it so, I really feel like it's a community thing. I really love it.
Yeah. He said, and Dave at Lion Creek Boutique, he mostly sells on eBay. He's saying, I have no clue what this is. This is Neha from Autoposher. So you might have seen her videos float around, and she is here talking about Autoposher, which is a sharing tool for Poshmark, which it's a monthly service, but honestly, it's so much more than she even has to be giving away. Thank you for the tiny Tiny. I'm not going to do the dance for that. You're not going to get me to do. Do you know there's a dance for Tiny Tiny?
I don't know what the tiny tiny is.
It's a reseller. It's Big Apple Picker does it. Look at everybody here to support. They're awesome. Okay, I did see Risner, who is an awesome reseller as well, asked. She currently uses ClosetMate. Can you tell us some of the differences from that?
So I know ClosetMate is an app. So Autopusher works phone, tablet, browser, whatever you want. And I think ClosetMate is just on your phone. And I believe, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they have an automatic offering feature,
Okay.
but
Oh,
that would be one difference.
that's a huge one. The automatic
Yeah.
offers is like the biggest thing. I mean, and you're neck and neck with another one, the one that I used to use. That was the same. That was a non-negotiable. If that stopped happening, that's how I get most of my sales is the instant offer or within the 15 minutes. And I kind of like how it does it like not bot like it's just casually like, oh, just like 10 minutes after you like the item, like here's an offer and a great deal or whatever. So
I know it's so fun when you just get the email like, oh, this thing's been sold. And you're like, great, I sent them
yeah,
an offer, made a sale. I actually
you
did
didn't have to be
nothing.
on your phone the whole time doing
Yeah.
it. So, um, okay. Teresa's question was, can you tell us the difference between the relisting feature and the copy feature? Because I know there's been like oodles of something going on in the community.
Yeah. Okay, so basically
Thank
when
you for the gifts. Sorry.
Ooh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, every time you make a listing on Poshmark, they're secretly giving you this thing called a copy detection score. And I've only seen this copy detection score be 0 or 100. 0 means not a copy, 100 is a
For a
copy.
single listing,
For a
like a
single,
single listing gets a score. Okay.
yeah, every single listing gets a score. And
Hmm.
so what I noticed is when you use the copy listing button, just, maybe you're just innocently copying some earrings and making a second pair of earrings. That second pair of earrings, when you publish it, it gets a copy detection score of 100. So Poshmark is like, oh, this is a copy. And because I think historically people have been using the copy listing button not to actually make new inventory, but to refresh their listings.
Which
And
is,
so,
and they tell you to do that after a certain
yeah.
amount of days, right?
But they don't tell you that they're keeping track. Like they know what the original post was, when it was created, and then they persist that into the new listing so that
Mhm.
you can never kind of shake your history. You're always going to be a copy. And
God.
so when you create a new listing, that's the only way to get your copy detection score to be 0. But actually, they just did another update, which I did in my last video, which is if your new listing has the same title as an existing listing, then it's also going to be called a copy. So
Which
they're
is crazy because so many people just do like cute top. I've seen like that's a strategy, right? They just leave it really plain. So any cute top after that is a copy. And when that copy goes out, it's just like the top of a Google search, right? It's just like the top of any search. You get stuff put in front of your face. What you're saying is this item will people will have to search for it to find it. It won't just like be put in front of their face, right?
it'll get demoted. And Poshmark, they say they have, I don't know how they demote it exactly, but they say that it will perform 2 times worse than a fresh listing because Poshmark only wants fresh listings. They don't want copies. And so they're like really trying to temper them down.
Yet they created the button.
Yeah, they created the button. They don't even tell you what the button's actually doing.
Yes, yes. I mean, I think they really thought people, like, after it doesn't sell for a while, right? Or they thought people would use it. But I mean, I use it even like if I'm, for example, with like a bunch of socks, if I just have different patterns on the socks, can I use that copy button and then just change the title? Would it be okay then?
No, you can't use the
No.
copy button and you can't have the same title.
That would be why I'm not kidding you. The one kind of sock, like the first one that I made it off of, sells like hotcakes. The rest of the patterns do not. And I was like, maybe it's just because everybody likes golf and nobody likes fish. But I know guys like fish. So I was like, why are the fish ones selling? But that's why. Okay, I'm gonna have to go make new listings off of them.
You're gonna just, well, if you
Actually, I don't have to, do I? No.
no, yes, okay, because when you relist with Autoposher,
I'm so lazy.
we fix this. We fix this. We get your listing, whether or not it starts with a copy detection score of 0 or 100. The way we relist, we bring that copy detection score back to 0. So
Hmm.
we've found a way to give you a clean slate, like start fresh. Um, so anything you relist with Autoposher will not be a copy.
And you can relist up to 200 a day, right?
Up to 200 a day. And Poshmark, the Poshmark limit is 300 every 24 hours. So that's just something to keep in mind.
Gotcha. I do only I sort with your feature on the desktop. I sort the by likes. I really
Yeah.
like that one. So if it has 0 likes, I kind of alter between 0 likes and age. If it's over it has 0 likes in 30 days, and then sometimes I won't have a lot of those. So I'll just do anything over 30 days, gets a refresh. It sucks to kiss those likes goodbye, but honestly, it's more annoying when you get offers in Poshmark and you've like literally sent out 50% off offers and they think they can still cut you another 20%. And I'd rather just wash all those people away that think they can get it even at 50% because you're going to have somebody that comes and wants it just for a slight discount, usually
Yeah.
when it's fresh, when it's new. I think we had a couple questions. Let me go back in. I think somebody had a question about pricing. You can always go to the link in my bio. I have it linked and you can see the pricing tiers, and that will get you $5 off if you use my code Juliet's Finds. But you can go ahead and discuss the pricing tiers as well if we don't want to like have people go out of the live.
Yeah, so free forever plan that gets you 100 shares, not enough to increase sales, just enough to play around. The basic plan, $15. It's meant for sellers with about 50 listings in their closet, it has 2,000 shares and 50 relists. And the premium plan has up to 8,000 shares, 200 relists, following, offering all the good stuff for $25 a month. Well,
Mm-hmm.
20 if you use Juliet's code.
And that's what it's so, I mean, that's right on par with other auto bots, except it's actually cheaper than some that have all the features that you do. So
Yeah,
you've matched all these other features that these other ones have because you're like, well, mine can do that too, and offered it
I
at
just
that lower price.
exactly. I think again, this is for resellers. Like, I'm not trying to be the most expensive product. Like, I'm trying to just make something that works and make it feel like fair and useful.
Yeah, and you're a woman that writes code, which is just really awesome. I sent my son to coding school now because of you.
Oh
I really like what you're able to do. So a coding school opened up, so he goes there every Saturday morning. And it's pretty cool.
gosh, so cool.
He's
Yeah,
8. I have high hopes.
yeah.
Um,
I started when I was
um,
12.
at 12. I know that's crazy, but you're so great. Somebody asked, they said, BB Gunn said, I recently used the copy because I had an item that was canceled and it said it was sold, but it was not. How would that show up then?
That's a good question. I think it would still show up as a copy because every time because like when you click that copy listing button, you get taken to a pre-filled page.
Yeah.
And so just like they're pre-filling all that information for you, they're also pre-filling the copy detection score
Mm-hmm.
without telling you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just like clicking that button is a no-go. Yeah.
And honestly, I did it because it was just out of ease. I'm like, at least it's out there. At least it's something. But they sit. They don't sell the same way. But with yours, like I can literally reshare my entire closet every week. I don't because I don't think that's a good idea because um, you should let some stuff sit, get some likes, But I do about every 30 days. So every 30 days, all of my listings because of Autoposher are completely new. So that's awesome. Um, Amazing. Thank you, Dave. A steal, absolutely worth it. Oh, is she? Love your content. And tap the screen. Thank you, Ruth. Trying to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Make sure you put your questions down here. So Teresa did say, remember, you will lose those likers. I was always afraid of this. But what I saw happening was that people that just wanted to grab the item to probably resell for themselves or something like that, they saw it when you go to your offer, you'll see all the discounts you provided them. And because you sent out, 30%, 35%, 40%, and then they just know that you're not having any luck selling it. I'm not afraid to let that person go and just reduce, but you have the feature when you relist, you can reduce the price by a percentage or a dollar amount. So I do mine by $2 sometimes. I do mine by 5%. I was thinking about increasing it one time. What are your thoughts on increasing it?
I increase.
You increase. Okay. I knew I needed to ask you that.
What I do is I basically, when I first joined, I like listed everything at the price I actually wanted. And then I kind of realized offers, 67% of sales are offers. Like you kind of just can't avoid it. So
Yeah.
what I ended up doing was I relisted my whole closet at a 10% increase. And then I sent offers for a 10% discount. And so in the end, I'm still making exactly what I want, but I think everyone feels better about the situation. Like
Oh, yeah.
my shoppers feel like they're getting a deal. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
I completely agree with that. I think that a coupon is just such a thing we're used to in society now when shopping. I completely agree. So I have one more. I'll answer one more question, and I have a question I need to ask you about. Somebody said, I list things high so there's room for sales and offers. Absolutely, Ruth, you're a pro. How about the reposhing tool? Does it ding you in that in any way to reposh an item?
I don't think so because I don't know for sure, but I don't think so because reposhed items sell really well. They have like a 30% better sell-through rate.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think Poshmark loves you reposhing stuff. If
yeah,
I actually want to buy something to reposh it because I think it might even help you. Hear me out on this. They're earning twice the commission on it.
yes.
And that's, if you saw my video yesterday when they released my earnings to me for a dispute, and then they came to terms with the customer. They probably gave her a $10 credit, but of that $10 credit, they're going to get $2.95. So it's really only a $7 credit, and then they get the full amount from my dress, which was over $20. So, I think they're starting to reach that resolution a lot more. But yeah. Somebody asked, how do we increase prices on Poshmark, on Autoposher?
Yeah. Do you want to go? Do you want to take this one?
No, you got it.
When you relist, the first step is you do all your filters like days, likes, price. And then the second step is when you can increase or decrease the prices. So it takes your original price and then, like Juliet says, you can decrease by $2. I increase by 10%. That's all in that second set of options. And it'll just automatically do it when it relists.
And you have to shut down your like shares and your offers and everything like that to relist, right? What's
Yeah.
the way you recommend doing that?
So I recommend relisting at least once a week and basically just going in the app, turning off shares and offers. You have to do this because when you relist, you're like tearing down old items and putting up new ones. So if you're trying to share or offer, it might be referencing the old items, and so it can get
Yeah.
confusing. And relisting only takes 30 minutes max. So you go in, you set up your relist, you hit start. If you do a full 200 items, that's 30 minutes. And then when it's done, you just go back and restart sharing and offering, and you're good to go for another week.
Yeah. I did mine this morning, and then I forgot to put it back on to sharing, which I had fill a bag this morning. So I had to do my fill a bag and run home for this live at noon. So I got it all in. Don't worry. And everybody's safe. I didn't hurt anybody today. But the one thing I wanted to ask you, you say that Autoposher is human-like, and I've heard you say this in some of your videos. What does that mean?
Yeah. So, like, sharing on Poshmark is kind of this weird choreographed dance where if you've ever done it by hand, you know that you're sharing and then they're giving you captchas and then you're solving the captchas and you're sharing some more.
That's the I am not a robot. How many flashlights are in this picture things?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at those. But
Yeah, me too. I get them wrong.
yeah, I know. And then I feel bad.
I know.
Um, but so basically, there's this like push and pull going on as you share. And so what Autoposher is doing is it's keeping track of that. It's thinking about like keeping that flow really nice and easy versus like flashlights, bicycles, whatever, fire.
Yeah.
And then obviously Poshmark must think something is wrong if they keep sending you these.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've really perfected this safety algorithm where you can share safely throughout the day. You won't get in share jail. And if we think you're getting close to share jail, maybe you're trying to share too much and Poshmark's
Mm-hmm.
back a little, we'll stop early. We'll keep you out of share jail. And so just that sort of like,
So your bot can sense when you're like too close to the edge. So
yeah,
you have like is it like a safety feature that
yeah,
you? Whoop. Okay.
yeah.
I'm so clueless. Like honestly, I'm like the laziest reseller, but like this has helped me like fix all of my like laziness because it's just a tool that does it. So if I would say if there's one thing you can outsource, this is a cheap like way to outsource those shares, the offers, everything like that on Poshmark. Um, it's the only thing like I can't outsource my listing unless you come up with a way to do that. Can you do that? Anyway, but I can't do that. So this is one of those things. You just got out of reseller jail? I don't know about that, Dave. Somebody asked, what are we talking about? So we're talking a lot about Poshmark, back end Poshmark, why things sell, why things don't. And Neha created a service called Autoposher, which is one of like the best sharing tools for Poshmark. I shouldn't even just call it a sharing tool. It's a VA. It's literally an assistant. So very cool. And we're just chatting her up about it because it's a really cool service. And she worked really hard to get to 1,000 followers so we could go live. And that was really cool. So little recap there. So somebody said, wait, is it bad that I go in and share also every so often too? That's a great question.
That's a really good question. So if you're just sharing here and there, like one-offs, it's fine. But if you're going into Poshmark and you're doing any sort of bulk sharing, definitely not recommended because, it's like if we're doing this dance with Poshmark and then you're doing some other dance, we don't know about it. And so that could interfere with the safety algorithm. So
Gotcha.
a little bit sharing here and there, it's fine, but just don't bulk share.
I
Well,
think what I do sometimes is I notice it goes to sleep because it's a human if I'm like up to like midnight, and I'll share it randomly then. Or if I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll randomly share it then because I know that you're asleep. Autoposher's asleep. I'm not, but so that's what I do. So glad to know that that's kind of okay. I just do it. I don't do it often because still scrolling through and making sure everything's selected still takes longer than I want it to.
yeah, more clicks.
Uh-huh. Just habit. I know it's a habit because I think that's the beautiful thing about Poshmark, and that's what they know is that people want to be able to do something to move their listings up in ranking or whatever they can do. Because I've been selling on Poshmark for 10 years, and it's always like nudge this, rearrange your title like this, do this. So we've like really, thank you, Ruth. We've really molded to that, staying on the app to do everything, and like it's just you just don't have to now. So somebody simply treasured asked, what do you do for slow sales?
Yeah. Oh,
You go. I know what I do
okay.
for I just buy more stuff usually.
My 3 tips for the free trial are setting up sharing every day, setting up automatic offers, and relisting your closet. And so maybe you would join Autoposher, sign up for the free trial. First thing you do is relist your closet. Like, let's get a clean slate. Then set up sharing and offering and let that sit for the week. And I think that I've given the same advice to, I don't know, lots of people at this point.
Yeah.
Anybody who DM me that question, I give them this advice. And the results have been really good. Everyone always comes back to me and says, this worked. Like, I saw a huge spike in sales. So I think, yeah, and it's free, right? It's free to just see. Oh, nice hat.
Thank you, Kayway. Share. There he is. He's in there. Thank you, Wayne. Maybe you should try out Autoposher, Wayne. It's very good for Poshmark. I know you didn't start doing Poshmark, but Ruth, I saw you gave me crowns, Ruth, but I didn't see them show up on my head, and I was upset. So thank you for the crowns. I had a question, I lost it. The cowboy hat threw me off. Somebody asked, that was what it was. Somebody asked how much it costs. And you get $5 off your first month if you use the code in my bio, which is just the code's Juliet's Finds. But Neha recommends doing the free trial first with the premium lot so you can see all the features it offers. And that's $25 a month, but you get $5 off with the code, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just here to make the interview harder. Done. And we're also, I think we're going to try and I'm going to see if I can put this on YouTube for later, just in case anybody does have questions about Autoposher, or some, message either one of us. We're really nice. Worth every penny. I agree. You were the one I saw. I feel like I saw your, Oishi's, post about it first. And I was kind of like, okay, maybe I should be giving this a try because I just had somebody telling me it was okay because I rely on that, Okay. Success stories, please. I need to hear successes so I don't give up. I honestly think success looks different for everybody. And I've always loved Poshmark, and you know, I tried to list on a lot of different platforms this past year, and it burnt me out, and I didn't make any more money. And if anybody watches Daily Refinement, he says hone in on one type of sale platform so that you can get good at it. And that's what I did. And then I did that with Poshmark. And now I consistently have 3 to 5 sales a day, and they're at the high amount. I'm not giving stuff away anymore. And I don't have to give stuff away. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I sent out 50% off offers because I haven't needed to. So that's my success stories. Have you seen any, like, just as yours, like somebody signed up and like it was boom?
I've gotten a lot of emails like kind of sharing people's happiness with Autoposher and success. I don't have any data. I don't know. I don't collect anything like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I remember I think if you want to share your December, January stats, I feel like that's a success.
What are my stats? Mine? Where do
Yeah.
I see those? Do I have stats?
I thought in your other
This,
life you said you made like 6K in January.
yes, just in Poshmark. Which was equally as crushed by February, not as in a good way. It was February was horrible for me because I went on vacation for 10 days. And it's a short month anyway, so I was quickly disparaged. But I still made, I think it was like 1,500 in profit for February, but my sales for January definitely, it was over $6,000. I've never seen over $6,000 on the Poshmark app. And I know, like, I don't know what it is about getting over certain tiers in Poshmark. I think do they make it harder to get over selling tiers? Do you know anything about that? No, no. It's conspiracy theories, the Poshmark conspiracy theories. I think it was Sarah Stiles. She does a lot on Poshmark, and she said something like she can never make more than $10,000 a month on Poshmark. So it's interesting. You'll have to look into that. Yeah, $6,000. Now that's a mix of sales and live sales. I don't want to. I did 2 live sales in January that got me, I think it was like, maybe I did 3, it was like $1,500 in live sales, which is through the Poshmark app too, which I think I'm doing so well because of the reciprocal follow feature. I was sitting at like 98,000 followers for so long. The first week that I used your thing, it got me over 100K. I don't know if you noticed that on mine at all, if you looked at it, but it like literally, I was like, well, there I am. Because you can't force anybody to follow you over there. You can't put out any helpful tips through Poshmark, right? So,
Yeah, it is. There is something interesting about when you follow, it definitely comes back for you. I don't know why, but
yeah, I can't tell you what that is. I will say there's really no reason to follow anyone on Poshmark other than maybe now to see their live notifications or to like, but really you follow way too many people to see anybody that you want to. Um, but what the reciprocal follow, I think for people that are new on the app, they're like, oh, Juliet followed me. Like if they know who I am, or if they don't, then it's like, oh, somebody followed me back. I'm going to go share their closet. I'm going to go push their stuff out. It's pretty cool. Um, can I ask you about the Posh secret score?
yeah. What do you want to know?
What is it? Like I know you said it's just a mixture of X, Y, and Z, and it is what it is. It's actually not that crazy, but it's crazy to know that they have a score on us, right?
Yeah. I think when I first saw the score, obviously I just looked mine up and I was like, what is this? Like, what is my score? Why is it this? But then, yeah, so I basically found someone who used to work at Poshmark. And so she confirmed that the score is really just used for fraud prevention. So to figure out if you're like a trusted seller or maybe they're not sure about you yet. And
Mm-hmm.
so basically, the score is a combination of, yeah, how many sales you've made, how many cases you've had, your ratings, and they kind of take all of this, aggregate it, and into a number. As you keep making sales, your score will get higher, just naturally
Mm-hmm.
with time. So then the other interesting thing I found out, or not found out, but my own conclusion is about like a ratio, where if you take your score and you divide it by your total number of listings, sold and unsold. And if it's about 3, like so many amazing sellers ended up having this ratio of about 3. And I don't know what it is about this number,
Hmm.
but I feel like it is an aspirational, like it says something about how quickly you're moving inventory and just how many people are buying from you.
And it CLN asked where to find them, that Posh score. She opened it up to the world, and I don't know if she's going to open it up again to
I
see.
oh
It's only on the back end, right? It's not anything we see. It's just something Poshmark sees.
Yeah, exactly. So I opened it up on Autoposher for 24 hours, but I closed it. But
Would you ever do that again?
I think so, maybe in a few months, just so people can see how it changed.
Oh, that'd be fun. But I mean, it's mostly going to change if you had sales and completed them, right? That's basically what it is. But when it comes down to it, it's like that ratio of 3 seems to be like the golden ratio, right? Of for Poshmark.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I know that that sparked a lot of people when it came out. It's super interesting to me as well. So, um, you had said something. I think it was in Lindsay's, or Lindsay had mentioned that she had flagged items. What are flagged items?
Yeah, so flagged is when your copy detection score is 100. And so basically what happened with Lindsay's closet was she was using a different VA. She kind of noticed something was a bit off. And so when I looked through her closet, I just picked out some random listings and I realized that all of them were flagged. Like I couldn't find one that wasn't. And so yeah, so I think it's because, like I said, Poshmark is their copy detection algorithm is always evolving. I've seen 2 or 3 major updates just in the past few months. And I
Mm-hmm.
think if you're a VA and you're not keeping up with the new changes, it's really easy to get caught. Uh,
Got it.
I think that's what happened to her. And so, thanks to her, actually, we were able to figure out how to, because we had always started with fresh listings and kept them fresh. She, like, the insight into her closet helped us make the fix where now we take copies and we make them fresh too.
Yes, yes. You and I think this was just an awesome once, maybe it'll happen again, but you found duplicates in people's closets and sent out emails when you had people just signing up, and you gave links to all of those duplicates, and they were able to go in and delete all the duplicates, which is really hard to find duplicates if you don't know they exist. If
Yeah,
you're using sharing tools and stuff like that, that
yeah,
was a really cool feature that came across. That was, I was like, I knew I had these out there, which can drive you nuts. Because I hate selling things that I don't have, right? Like I quickly, this is like, I feel like every reseller can relate to this. You get an offer on something, you're like, I don't have that anymore. Whether you gave it to your sister or you already sold it, it was a duplicate, and you're like, offer declined. But what if somebody buys it outright for a really amazing price? Then you're going through like the ups and downs of like, no,
yeah,
like, can I go find another one? Can I go buy this somewhere and make like a couple bucks? So, but if you do want to sign up, I have the link in my bio for this for the $5 off. You just use Juliet's Finds in the code when you sign up for Autoposher. It's so easy. I couldn't even tell you how to sign up anymore because I signed up so long ago and I never looked back. But there's a link in my bio and it prompts you, right? Tells you where to go. Okay, she's like, yeah, it does. Okay. You said flagged items. What is like, now we know that there are flagged items. How does Poshmark treat those flagged items?
so I don't know how they demote them. I just know they
Demoted.
demote.
Gosh, that hurts my heart to hear that word.
So
Like I wasn't.
did you watch the Posh State, like the Posh Fest presentations back in September?
No,
No.
no, no.
So there is one super interesting video. It's on YouTube and it's called Metrics That Move the Needle. And these two SVPs from Poshmark, they basically like lay it out like these are the things that make a difference in sales. And so all this data it was perfect timing because I was like, I'm going to use all this data for Autoposher. So that's all integrated into Autoposher. But
Awesome.
one of the things they said was copies perform 2 times worse than fresh listings. And the SVP actually goes on to be like, oh, maybe the price is bad, maybe the photos are bad, maybe this is bad, maybe that is bad. I'm like, wow, okay, you're really hating on copies right now. Like,
Yeah.
but it was just so clear to me from that presentation that they're really anti-copy, even though they're not really thoughtful about what is actually a copy. They're just like calling things copies left and right when they might not be.
I just can't understand why they created the button then. Just to satisfy, like if they don't like it themselves, why?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you're still put in just in after 60 days if you use the button.
Yeah. Because I know somebody had the tip to like print out your sales report and then see the dates. And if it's past 60 days, then you can go ahead and relist all those ones. I was like, no.
Ooh,
I mean, that's a great tip. No, I'm not doing that, right? Like I'd rather it sell for $5 than go line by line through 700 listings of to see, then do the math of 60 days. I.
that's too much.
Well, right, because what if you do it at 59, thinking it is the 60th day? Do you count the first day? Do you not count the last day? Are they count? See,
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
then you've just wasted 59 days basically because it won't.
exactly, because you just created, and then you created a listing that will always suck, right? Oops, sorry. I mean, that will forever be a copied listing. That's insane to me. Okay. Um, those are all the questions I had. I'll have more as they come along, but do we have everybody feel free to answer. She knows we're both two Poshmark people. So you're a seller turned coder. You're a coder that was
Order
reselling.
seller.
Yeah, you didn't like pick up coding on the side. No, you've got coding down, but you were selling on Poshmark and you saw the need. So you are a reseller yourself.
Yeah.
And like, so what was your experience like yourself doing reselling and then now coding?
So it honestly started I during the past 6 years, I've lived in 3 or 4 different places. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I finally settled down here in this place, I had all my boxes came and I had just way too much stuff.
Yeah.
So I knew my friend, she was selling on Poshmark for like a decade, and I was like, oh, I think I'll just start. And so it kind of really quickly went from being, I don't know, a hobby to being like I was really fascinated by it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think just one thing led to another. Like when I launched in November, just had sharing because just figuring out the right, like, yeah, the dance of sharing took a long, long, long time. And then since then, just been thinking about, yeah, offering, relisting,
And
following.
I think that's smart. Like you make sure a feature is like airtight, and then you move on to the next one. It was really smart how you did it, which allowed you to bring users on slowly, and then I mean, it's just I love it. I love what you've created.
And relisting is the one where every month I'm going back and I'm like, is what I thought last month still true? I need to keep up with the Poshmark team and make sure. But it's funny because they also, for being a platform that I think is kind of secretive, they just like lay it all out in the back end. Like if I just look up a listing, I know everything about that listing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I knew that they were matching titles because now in the back end it says copy detection score 100, copy detection mechanism, exact title match. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
So what did you may not I don't know if you were in all of this when the algorithm, I think it was around this time last year, they changed something in their algorithm and it really messed with a lot of people's sales. What happened there?
so basically, they try to do a relevance like a relevance sorting. So right now, when you search for sweater, it gives you like a just shared order, but
Mm-hmm.
they switched it to be a relevance order. And this went terribly. This went terribly because first, relevance is really hard. Like Google
Yes.
has been spending decades perfecting the art of relevance, and Poshmark tried to do it in maybe a few months. Um,
Mm-hmm.
And then second, a lot of people were using VAs. The VAs were relying on this secret sauce of sharing, and
Yeah.
now the whole system's broken front to back. And I think people were just angry, like, hey, this is my business and you're messing with it. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just change the rules on me.
Right. It was weird. I did see sales on things that like shouldn't have sold, right? So it was like, okay, is this good? Is this not good? Right? It wasn't the same sales I was used to. But when you work so hard at curating your closet to have sales on Poshmark, I could see how that would happen. Um, Somebody asked a question. I wanted to get back to it. Somebody asked, "What's your relationship with Poshmark?"
Like,
Mine's just I'm a 1099er for Poshmark.
I mean, I'm just a seller. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I, besides that one girl I found who used to work at Poshmark, I didn't even tell her about Autoposher. I was just like, oh, very curious question.
Right, because you worked in Silicon Valley, so you were around, so you have connections to people like that, which is really cool. Um, Nicole is so happy with Autoposher. I haven't met a person that didn't like the service, honestly, too. And I'm so happy that I get to be a part of it and promote a brand that I truly, truly, truly believe in. Like, and I'm getting anxious now because I didn't put my shares back on. So I'm gonna do it right now in real time and show you how long it takes me to put my shares back on. Because see, I only relisted 8 things because I only had 8 things in my closet that were older than 30 days. So I relisted 8 items and now I'm just turning my shares back on.
I'm going to answer Tina's question.
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, my name's Neha. I'm the creator of Autoposher. So it's a Poshmark virtual assistant, but unlike all the Chrome extensions you may be familiar with, it's its own website. So you can use it from your phone, you can use it from your laptop, whatever. You can close the tab, it'll still run in the background. I tried to sort of bring Poshmark VAs like to the modern age and using modern technology. And that's it. Hey,
You missed it, Jen. You were live yourself. I saw you were live when we started.
how did we two get together? I'll explain. I When I joined TikTok, I obviously was like Juliet stuff came on my For You page immediately. Um, and I don't know, I was just sort of maybe like one of her 50,000 followers, just watching all her videos. And
Almost.
so,
Almost. We're almost there.
um, yeah, I did a duet or a stitch, I can't remember. And I don't know, the rest is history.
Called me out. You're like, because somebody asked me how I used my other item or my other service, and I was like, I have 2 computers and I just leave it on all the time. And you're like, no, you don't have to do that with mine. So,
Oh,
so
so many questions now. Okay. Whew.
appreciate you, Ruth.
Okay. Will Autopasher ever have the automated option to resend a better offer? So so what you're saying is you send an offer and they counter and then you resend an offer, or I'm not sure I understand that one. But I think once you send an offer, you can't send another one for 24 hours. So you just kind of have to wait. Um, Heather asked, why would someone benefit from Autoposher? Does it do ads or what? So Autoposher is basically taking all the little things that you can do to improve sales and just doing them for you. So that's sharing, relisting, offering, following, all these things that would take you probably like 5+ hours of screen time, a million clicks. You can just do it in 5 minutes, 10 clicks, and that's it. You just set it up once, you're on your way, it runs every single day, and your closet is just like automatically getting promoted and getting traction.
Somebody asked, can you make good money on Poshmark without any other social media pushing it? Absolutely. That's what Poshmark is great about. You don't need any social media pushing it there. The only thing that makes my sales better on Poshmark now is I do have more traction over there because of my social media, but my live sales, I can promote them a little bit better and people can come in. But honestly, if you have good stuff, you have good sales on Poshmark.
How much does it cost? Bingo says it's between $0 and $25 a month. but there's a 7-day free trial for the paid plans. And then if you use Juliet's code, Juliet's Finds, you get $5 off your first month too.
Mhm.
So 10 for the basic and 20 for the premium.
And the link is right in my bio. If you go ahead and click on my name up there, the link in my bio, the top one is Autoposher. If you sign up through that link, it'll kind of tag my code along there and give you it. So
Yeah. Currently paying $45. Yes, you can, if you, especially if you're only selling on Poshmark, Autoposher is doing the exact same stuff as what I think you're using for half the price. And I think this goes well into a question I saw Nicole ask, which is how is Mercari? Oh, and yes, it's available for Canada. Um,
yes.
Nicole asked, how is Mercari coming? So this is something I'm excited to announce maybe a few days early, but I basically am in a bunch of Poshmark Facebook groups and saw that, okay, Poshmark people are sorted out. Like, that's great. Now people want Mercari relisting because right now there's really few options to do that and they're all super expensive. So I actually just finished last night building
You
a.
didn't even tell me this.
I know. Well,
You can't surprise me on my live.
it's coming. It's coming. Mercari relisting is coming. I'm just, like you said, I like to make everything airtight before I put it out there. So I'm just in the final stages of wrapping it up. And then,
Because that's huge on Mercari. Because the only time I ever get sales on Mercari is when I post an item. Like that's
yeah,
the only time. It's within like the first 5 days. After
it's,
that, it's dead.
it's crazy how fast it goes stale because, I like made a Mercari closet last.
My jaw's on the floor right now. You didn't tell me this.
I
This is
know.
huge. So
I'm,
it's gonna be your so relist on Mercari because that's you don't need a service for much else on Mercari, right?
yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, not to get really ahead of myself, but Mercari
You've
relisting
already done it. You've already opened the box. I'm so sorry. I am. You're gonna have to elaborate on this.
and then Depop relisting.
I'm sold. See, like I couldn't look at it. Ruth loves it. We're celebrating here. I wish I was as good to have this candid of an experience, but she did not tell me this. She didn't
It's
tell me this at all.
well, so Mercari is a very
And then
different.
you didn't say it anywhere else either.
I know.
I watched all your videos before this interview.
Uh, Mercari
Take my money. Yes.
is
Autopop.
Autoposher.
Autoposher. So it's linked in my bio. Dustin at Bold North Flips. He's awesome. If you don't follow him, Ruth, these are all great resellers. Did you just hear that? She's going to do a relist feature for Mercari. And can I ask, will it still say $25 a month?
Okay, so this is the bad news. I think it has to be slightly more expensive because Mercari has like stronger protections in place. And so
Okay.
all the infrastructure I'm using for Autoposher, like for Poshmark, it didn't cut it. So I have to pay for more infrastructure to
Yeah.
support Mercari. And that's, yeah. I,
So could it, I mean, I don't, I mean, I've seen some do like add-on features, right?
yeah.
That's how like Vendu does certain things.
So I'm thinking just like maybe $5 more, and
Mhm.
that will include Mercari and Depop. Um,
So
because
Depop too. I heard you say that, but you're ready for that now?
I can't imagine. I mean, I might be shooting myself in the foot, but I can't imagine Depop is harder than Mercari because Mercari was like intense. It was very, I don't know, sophisticated. Um, so yeah.
Somebody asked, can you cross list with Autoposher?
Okay, so this is like I've been thinking about this. I've obviously been thinking about this because once you can relist on Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop, it's a really short step from cross listing on all three, right? Because it's kind of
Yeah.
the same, like the same meat. So, but I think something I've been thinking about, and I would love feedback in the comments,
Okay.
is a lot of services right now, you upload your inventory to that service and then you shoot it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, in my opinion, it's kind of limiting because then you're stuck on that service. You can't ever like take your inventory and move it to another cross lister. So
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about doing something where you kind of export your closet. And so you build up your closet on Poshmark, say,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just like export all the new items to either Depop or Mercari. And
Yes.
so it's like cross listing, but one platform is your home base.
Okay. And you wouldn't like keep that information. I think so. I used Vendu and then I stopped because I wasn't utilizing it enough for the $60 in service I had because I had so many listings, right? Like,
Oh my
and
gosh.
the add-ons and the different things I wanted it to do, but I used it as my hub for my solds. So I committed to it to the end of the year. And that's like I'm not kidding. You came in like right at the right time when I was really making these decisions of dropping the cross listing just so that I could focus. But then like I'd get a sale on Mercari and I'd be like, I can't have this end, like I can't.
Yeah,
So what I did is I would normally upload to Poshmark and then it would allow me to export to Vendu. And but it held all that there then, you know what I mean? Like it, like you said. So, and then I was like in a chokehold to have to get, because their application on the phone did not work well for me,
I know.
so I was stuck to sitting down on a desktop, which I don't sit down. I don't sit down ever. Desk going to do stuff on a computer is really hard for me. So List, List Perfectly does that. So List Perfectly is a cross listing service. So
They
yeah.
do, Nora, are you saying they do the thing where you export or they do something else? Feel free to answer whenever. Oh, you always start on Mercari. Sorry I'm
Easy.
late to the game. What are some differences? Okay, whew, questions are
Oh,
coming hot.
mm-hmm.
Um, Autoposher is mobile friendly. You just go to autoposher.com from your phone. Everything works. You don't need an extra app. So that
That's
means,
the thing. I hate downloading extra apps. So this is perfect. Like apps take up so much room on your phone and then all the cookies or the cache in the app. You don't have that with this.
yeah. And if there's an update, like say there's a bug, then you have to go download a new version of the app. Like
Yep.
that's why I prefer websites because you're just always getting the latest thing. You don't have to like ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Autoposher works across the board. And the cross post. Okay, so the difference with Autoposher and One Shop is currently Autoposher is Poshmark only, but what we've been talking about in the past 5 minutes is I'm adding Mercari relisting super, super soon. It's in like the final stages of
And
testing.
if they want to know when it comes out, follow Autoposher, follow me. I'll try to duet or something like that to let you guys know when it's available
Yeah.
if you're waiting for that feature.
And then after Mercari relisting will come Depop relisting. And then once all the relists are in place, the cross listing conversation can start in earnest. I mean, like I would love to. I don't know. But I also want to hear it from y'all because that's kind of what makes this product good is knowing exactly what people want and need and then making it happen.
So the big one people are asking is, hold on, Autoposher isn't an app yet. You don't need an app. You can just literally open up like Chrome or Safari on your phone and go to autoposher.com, sign in, and do everything from there. You don't need an app. I think we're trained to think we need apps. We don't need an app for this. And it runs after you turn your phone off, after you shut your computer, it doesn't stop running. So, and then a lot of people are saying eBay. What's that beast look like?
So, okay, so Juliet, you told me that eBay has a bunch of extra fields, and I
So
think
many. I think it's like 180. I don't know. Somebody else can join in the conversation there.
I'm going to quickly answer Rawson. You can set up Autoposher once, like a one-time setup on the premium plan, and it'll just automatically do its thing every single day. So pretty
I
easy.
don't touch my auto posture more than once a week.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what I tell people. Like the best way to use Autoposher is to literally forget you're using it because
Mm-hmm.
it's supposed to really reduce that mental load.
The crazy thing is, this is what would happen to me. My kids would unplug my MacBook. The plugs on those are really easy to pop out, and it would pop out the power cord, and my computer would die. And then 3 days later, I'd be like, "Why don't I have any sales? Wait a second, I don't have any shares. What's going on here?" And I'd be like, "My computer has been off this whole time." So, but that doesn't happen with Autoposher because it's still running, just like you're signed in.
Yeah. Canceling one shop, yay, join us. And eBay fields are archaic. Yeah, so like I feel comfortable with Depop, Mercari, and Poshmark because I've used them all. I like maybe I need to step out of my comfort zone on eBay, but
I think you do it right. You perfect literally, you are growing at the right. You're not just throwing something out there that doesn't work. And I will say, as a Poshmark seller, like I am more tempted to go start listing on Mercari. Maybe not Depop. I've had some experiences with Depop, but I'll give it a try if it's added. If I can just put it over there. But it's more along. Those are two really easy selling apps. If people want to get started on selling, I say Poshmark and Mercari because of the simplicity. Now, eBay is like, do you want to make this a full-time career? You're going to probably need to add on eBay. So
yeah.
awesome. People trying it out. Again, linked in my bio. Go to autoposher.com as well. So it's a super easy tool.
Yeah, when you sign up, there's like a little thing on the
Right,
bottom left,
Ruth?
add a
I
promo
feel
code.
like we're leading the people. Like it's honestly, I don't get up and talk about products a lot. You can see on I'm really actually quite bad at it. I make quite a joke of people trying to ask me to sell their products, but this is easy because I was like, oh, this great product. They want me to try and sell it. It sells itself. So it's awesome.
I'm trying to find the last question.
Somebody asked if it's mobile friendly, and it is. You can do everything from your phone. I know a lot of resellers don't have PCs. You can do everything from your phone.
Heather asked, does it lower price send offers and relist items? Yes, all three: sends offers, relists, and when you're relisting, that's your opportunity to sort of increase or decrease the price however you want.
Nicole just has a question about reselling. Can I answer it?
Yep.
She asked, where do you suggest to bring your death pile? I have a great downline of I do live sales and I'll do them pretty cheap to make $1 or $2. Then I take to Plato's Closet, and if they don't take it, my consignment store literally takes anything that has a size and a size tag and doesn't have damage to it. So those are the three ways I do it. And I made $600 on consignment last year. I made, I think it was like $1,000 on Plato's Closet flips. So that's how I do it. And you're right. She said things that you're not enthusiastic about. You should really buy stuff that you're enthusiastic about because you will get it listed. But I've been there. I'm there like every week, actually. The Autoposh sends it to Dirty Dog says the Autoposh sends it to Poshmark and where. So what you do with the Autoposher does is you post all of your stuff to Poshmark, and then it does the sharing tool, relisting, offers to likers, reciprocal follows, reciprocal shares, community shares, anything that you need to become a Posh Ambassador 2. It does all those things. And now she just dropped a bomb on us, which I didn't even know about, that she's going to start being able to relist on Mercari. It's TBD, but really soon.
Really soon.
Really, she's like, follow me for more.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
That is super exciting because I was just on Poshmark, and now it's like maybe I will, because especially if I can just, that'd be an interesting experiment to run. The stuff that I just have sitting on Mercari right now, if I was able to relist it, because I don't get any sales on Mercari because I don't list anything new. But if I could just constantly relist the couple hundred items I have, would I get sales?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing I'm thinking about relisting is right now it's on demand. And once again, like once I have these three relists in place, Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop, one other step I want to take is automatic relisting. So say you just want to do a 30-day refresh every single day. It wouldn't be hard to do, and I think it would might.
So really, that once a week that I've been logging in, I wouldn't even have to do anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Just do
Yeah.
it for me. I
Yep.
really need a real assistant in my life, if you can't tell. Somebody had a coding question.
From a coding standpoint, how intense is auto delist on other platforms? Okay, so you mean like when you cross list and then it sells on one marketplace to get that information back and mark it as sold on the other ones? That is hard because basically, like right now, Autoposher is pushing all this information to Poshmark, Mercari, whoever. And suddenly, when you need to know about a sold item, you need to pull information. And because these platforms, they're not intended to do a push and pull, right? Like they don't support that really. Um, the pulling is a lot harder because you have to be creative about how to like get that data out. And then I think just in general, because at any point in time you could manually modify any of your listings to try to match, oh, like the purse sold on Depop, where is the purse on Poshmark? Like that's also kind of a hard thing too. So yeah, long story short, it's not easy, but I don't know. I like a challenge. We'll see.
Oh, Juliet, can you summarize the topic again? Yes, thank you, Cal. So I started using a service called Autoposher for my Poshmark closet. And we're here just talking about all things that it kind of helps your Poshmark closet with. It helps with shares, offers to likers, reciprocal follows, and a couple other things. But Neha finally hit 1,000 likers, followers, so we were able to go live together and just have this discussion. And then she also just let us know that she is doing it's delete and relist feature for Mercari. Now, would you have to separately list to both platforms still, right? Because you don't
Yeah.
have a cross listing service. So
Yeah.
if so like I said, I have, I think 200 things sitting on Mercari. I just go in and delete when they sell over on Poshmark, but I haven't sold anything in months on Mercari. I could go in there and, if with the new feature, just use the listings I have there and do exactly this, right? The
Yeah.
the delete. Why is that so hard for me to say? Delete and relist feature.
Yeah. Um, Ruby's grandma, make sure it's Juliet's finds to this.
Oh
And,
yeah, I know. I know that S. hmm They're
and
my finds. It's a possessive
it's a
Juliet,
possessive finds.
not me. It's not a verb. That's what I.
And if anyone has trouble, I'll like just DM me, email me, and I can add the promo code. There's still the 7-day free trial, so there's plenty of time to add the promo code. So don't worry.
Yeah, and if you are, yeah, if you're signing up just for the free trial, you don't need a promo code.
Should I relist zero like items once a week or once a month? So I think the ideal cadence would be relisting everyday items older than 30 days. That's kind of annoying. So I think a better cadence for is relisting once a week items older than 30 days, and then you can use the likes optionally. So one thing about likes is, like Juliet was saying, sometimes people like your stuff, but maybe they're not even the buyers you want. And I've noticed that only on higher end items are the likes really important to maintain because it's sort of a different group of buyers. Whereas if you're just selling something, I don't know, less than $50, I think the likes don't really matter. I think if they liked it and they didn't buy it, they're probably already gone.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Mexica Beauty.
Yeah, she is. She's very responsive. I message you on like TikTok all the time. I probably should email you.
Is there more information on this on Poshmark regarding this topic? Regarding which topic?
So she said she missed a lot since she works. We're gonna do. I think we should do another live. I think we're gonna do another live on Sunday. We had talked about it, and I think we should. So Sunday, I'll make another link. I'll make another live. It'll be in the evening time, sometime after my kids go to bed, so that we can kind of have a similar chat. So if anybody's missed it or you want to watch again, kind of ask some more questions after you've used it for a couple of days, we'll go again live on Sunday. I'll put a video out and a link and everything like that to pull you guys in. So, Juliet, you're great. Thank you. That's my favorite sentence. How do you personally relist if using a cross lister? So that's what I decided to change back in December, and Autoposher fit because it was not the best tool to relist on Autoposher because it then created multiple listings on my cross lister. So if I was relisting all the time, it thought I had 200 new listings on Poshmark because it's good. It looks like a new listing. And I was like, well, if this one tool for $25 can make my Poshmark like on fire, then I'm going there because 90% of my sales are that way anyway. So I decided to cut the cross listing. But I know that's not the same option everybody else has because they probably do have a more even spread across the board. But if you are like looking to set up on Poshmark and you sell solely on Poshmark, or you can keep it separate, right? How would you suggest that if people sell on eBay and they do cross list? How would you use Autoposher?
That's a good question. I mean, I think probably the best way is to just when
Refrain from relisting, maybe? You don't have to use the relist feature
you
on it.
don't have to relist. Do you mean like because when you relist, you create the new listing and then your cross lister is confused?
And it's not that they're confused. You get charged by the amount of listings you have in a cross lister.
And
So
they
that
don't have old ones?
they don't, no, it's just, you just did a new listing that month. So
Mm,
that's, yeah.
yeah. I mean, maybe one way to do it is think about, like, I remember in one of your videos you said you when you buy stuff, you're thinking about what will sell on Poshmark. So maybe one idea is just to keep the things on Poshmark that you think will sell on Poshmark
Yeah.
and then like sort of parcel out your platforms based on what sells there. And then
Hmm.
I think the other way is, yeah, you definitely don't have to relist. Like it's
Yeah.
not mandatory.
And
It's
that's the crazy part. Most other Posh VAs, whatever they are, don't relist. So you're paying the same amount without that relist feature just to share your closet because you need to share your closet on Poshmark. It is not an option. Whether you're doing it manually or you're paying $20 to $25 a month or $15 to $25 a month for a service, it's not an option or you will not have sales. But so that's how I would kind of tag it on. I haven't used Flip yet. I know people say to, but it's actually really hard on my brain to conquer another thing all the time. So I'm just like, I have my consignment store. I love my consignment store locally, and I get my $2 to $3 an item from my consignment store. So you're welcome. I need to try Flip though because I feel like I try everything for you guys. So maybe it's maybe coming soon.
I think someone asked above to recap on the score, so I'm going to do that
Yeah.
for Alyssa. Okay, recap on the scores. I found out that Poshmark was giving us all a score. I didn't know what it meant. I looked up my own score, Juliet's score, a couple of people's scores, and understood it was related to sales and cases and ratings. Ultimately confirmed with someone who worked at Poshmark that it's actually not like a leaderboard or anything. It's just for fraud detection. So I think basically if your score is above 250, that's when Poshmark is like, okay, this person is a solid seller. Like we don't really worry about them. But I think if it's below 250, then they just don't have enough data on you. You haven't made enough sales. So, yeah. So that's the score
And
update.
like 250, that would probably equate to like over 50 sales. So if you get over 50 sales, then Poshmark's like, we trust this guy. And I think what I understood it would come into consideration with like if a claim was processed and like how they would dispute it, right, or how they would resolve it. You guys saw in my last video that it was resolved kind of even Steven and very nice. And I got my money. The buyer got some mystery resolution, which I believe was credit. I think they take things into consideration there, right? Just like with eBay, I think somebody made a video like if you are a complaining customer, on the back end, you have like a customer score, right? Maybe that's what it is. Like, right? You don't ever be a dick. Is what or don't be a bad person.
Don't be, yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah, the only zero score I saw was someone who literally hadn't made a single sale. So I think that
Oh,
checked.
then that would ring true.
Yeah.
100 sales on Posh this year. That's awesome. That's very good. So Flip is a cross lister, right? But I also know Flip is more. Can't you send stuff into Flip?
I thought Flip like paired pro sellers with newbie sellers to get them sold quicker. I don't know.
Don't know.
I kind of agree. I feel like there's like lots going on, and I know I'm just like one of the things going on, but
I think you can only see it if like we're all resellers, right? We're all in this world of trying to figure out what the best solution is, and that's where I I really feel so enthusiastic about Autoposher because it's like I need to let people know. Like I never made a video on my last one that I used because I didn't like it ever. So the fact that I like yours and like I want to make sure that cream rises to the top, right? Like because there is so much to wade through. And literally, like, I can't tell you how many times my computer shut off and I didn't share for days on end. And, like, that affects your living wage then as a reseller. So, um,
even just something simple like I don't know, like go like being in transit with your laptop and then your laptop is closed and you're like, wow, this whole subway ride I'm not sharing. I don't know. It's very stressful.
very stressful. And it's hard on your computers, right? Like, and Chrome extensions. I will not download another Chrome extension on my PC because it's a $300 computer that I bought just to start a business and it can't stand another Chrome extension.
I know. I think this is maybe like, yeah, I think if anyone has ever bought a laptop to run a Chrome extension, resell that laptop and then
Yeah.
all that money and invest it in Autoposher and you'll come
Yeah.
out ahead.
There you go. Sell your computer and just go get Autoposher. That's
Literally, it's
um, so let's the Canada. You just released about a month ago that this is now available for Canadian Poshmark too, right?
yeah, Canadian Poshmark. So everything works for Poshmark Canada. I think Mercari doesn't have Canada. Um, so what I wonder
But
would
not a lot of VAs do Canada, right? So they've been left out of this whole game, and you're like, not today. That
yeah,
you like. I was like, wait, you can't do it for Canada. Done. It was like
I
that quick.
I know because I kept so on the last.
Ruth, thank you for subscribing.
Oh,
Sorry,
nice.
she subscribed. I don't usually have many subscribers.
Um, I did notice like when I was researching other VAs, I so many people would comment like, "Hey, I'm Canadian. When are you coming to Canada? When are you coming to Canada?" And that was like 6 months ago, and I'm like, "What?" Like,
Yeah.
I think I did it in a week or something. I don't know. I didn't
Talking,
do it.
I can't tell you why, like, so many people reach out to cross listing apps, all these things. And I think the difference is because you resell, so you know the end goal and you've been working on the platforms and you're also creating the functions. So I think that's what marries it different than the any other tool, cross listers, VAs, anything. So I think that's the difference there, in my opinion, and working with you and seeing what you're able to do. So,
Need to
oh,
cross.
she needs cross
Where
list
where are you cross listing between Poshmark and is it
eBay probably.
oh eBay? Because yeah, Depop's also not in Canada. I think. Not sure.
Oh, Tina will let us know.
I love how Ruth has just been like
She's amazing. She's always
number.
she's like everybody's. She even goes on my Poshmark lives. She's awesome, and then she just
Oh,
subscribed probably just so she could put stickers in. I need to get new stickers. I don't go live very often.
oh my gosh. Oh, eBay. Yeah. Okay, team. I'm currently scared of eBay, but I think I'm gonna move fast in.
You're in good company here. Everybody knows I'm like eBay.
I've never, yeah.
I
Because
think if
each one of,
anybody could do it, you can. So
but it's like each one of these platforms, I want to use it. Like I want to get it first before I pretend to get it for hundreds of people. Like with Mercari, for example, they have, smart offers and smart price dropping and like smart everything. And I set it up and I was super confused. I was like, why is that selling for $18? I don't want it to sell for $18.
oh, on
So I
Mercari, yeah,
think, and like even just figuring out that, because obviously when you relist on Mercari, you don't want it, you don't want your auto price drop to drop even lower than what it was. That's
yeah. Mhm.
terrible. So many little things that I feel like you only really get when you're using it. I don't know. So yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and I never use that auto price drop because it just drops it way too low on Mercari, and then people come and scoop it up, and you're like, that's not how much I wanted to sell. And it drops fast. It drops in like a week, right,
yeah,
on Mercari?
and they don't even let you figure like I can't even see on my Mercari listings where I have it turned on or where I have it turned off. So then I just relisted my whole Mercari closet and turned it off
Yeah.
because, yeah, I was frustrated.
um, I think so. Danielle is saying she doesn't like how Mercari is organized. I think it's however they're all different. All of the platforms are different on how they're organized. So I think it's whatever you get used to first and how you find things to add on another organization of a platform or an app or anything like that. It's always hard. I struggle with it, and it takes up a lot of my brain with. So I definitely tend to stick to Poshmark because I can do it like on autopilot. So why has eBay changed so much? I don't know.
I also don't know.
I don't know. I follow so many resellers on eBay to stay on top of it to understand things better. I don't do too much on eBay. Yeah. So many returns on eBay. That's a little bit more of an issue on eBay. And that's what I posted that video on Poshmark because I think that Poshmark does not want returns. And they do everything in their power to stop that return. And that's through like their customer service and then through like the reposh tool. So they want to kind of cyclically just make that again. But
So interesting. That's a good point. So I
oh
wonder
yeah.
if it's the case if you're like, oh, feel free to return it. Say that. I don't
Yeah. Yeah, I said that. I said that with that. I was like, feel free to return it. Because I also knew I gave it to her way too cheap. It was a Revolve dress that I can easily get 150 for, like next week when people start thinking about weddings and wedding guest dresses and stuff like that. I'm not convinced she didn't put it on as the stain on herself, honestly. So that's why I was like, return it. But she knew. She knew if she complained, she would get a credit.
Yeah,
That's what I think buyers are starting to realize if they do it, they can manipulate the system. So I think that's what happened there. Don't do that. That's not good.
not nice.
Not nice.
Yeah, I agree. I think Poshmark's the easiest just because it's like it's really clear. What
Mm-hmm.
like even like I said, the whole Posh Master thing where they tell you to share 5,000 times. What they're really telling you is here's how to be successful. Like,
Yeah, they're opening up the back end to you, right? And I think eBay has similar things of like top seller and what you can do as well. They kind of, every app tells you or platform kind of tells you how to be. Because Mercari doesn't. I don't know what to do there. Just keep listing new things, but
I think just keep listing. Yeah. Also, yeah, Mercari is interesting. The whole thing where you like
yay!
and it tries to figure out what your item is. I thought it was cool until I realized it just doesn't work.
It doesn't, yeah. Mm-mm. You're like, that is not what I have. And if you categorize it as anything wrong, then you're just going to get all the wrong viewers on your item. It just isn't super helpful.
Um,
Congrats on being a top seller. Woohoo.
One thing I will say for the folks on Poshmark who have more than 100 listings, definitely go for the premium plan if you go for Autoposher just because you need all these extra shares. Basically, your goal should be to share every item in your closet 40 times per day, capping that at like 4 to 8,000. So it's a lot of shares. You need a lot of shares to really get your stuff in the search results.
I think the amount that I started realizing I needed a sharing service was, I think it was like, I can remember it was like 365. For some reason, I was like, this is, because I think my closet was stuck there for so long. Because once you start having that many, you start selling just as quick to keep a large number in your closet. But so around like 300 to 400 is where I'd say, what are you doing? This is going to drastically change the amount of time that you spend sharing. But like you said, with like the 100, that's when I realized it. The 300 to 400 range was that because I'm so cheap. I'm so cheap. But now I probably miss so many sales in that time when I'd forget to share my closet. I'd go days without sharing my closet, so that was just wasted money as well. So
Yeah, $25 is like one sale basically. If you make one sale,
it really, especially on Poshmark, because you usually get a pretty good amount of money on Poshmark. So
How long is the break? So the break is variable. So this goes back to the human timing thing. So basically, Autoposher wakes up at 6 a.m. like a human in your time zone, and it's like doing this sharing dance. Its sole goal is to get you to your target number of shares by midnight. And so it will, so the breaks, so everything is different. Like the timing is different, the breaks are different, but it's all designed to get you to your goal. And then at midnight, like human, we go to sleep for 6 hours and then we wake up the next morning. I mean, 6 hours is a short
And you
sleep.
should sleep for 8 to 9 hours if you're a woman, just to
If
let you
you're
know.
a
I
real
read a
human.
study.
Yeah.
I used it on my husband. He lets me sleep in every morning now. He takes care of the kids. I need more sleep, I said. It helps. Just saying.
Haven't
Hi,
figured.
Jess. This live helps. That's so awesome. Thank you. I really want to hear too. So I really want to hear like if this helped you, why it helped you, if you do have success stories. It's such a new, this is new. I mean, it's still within the first 6 months of its life. Um, and really, I've never seen another VA come out and talk about its capabilities. So I do want to like, I want to hear, like, share with me, like, comment on my videos about Autoposher or whatever, how it's going for you guys. Let me know.
Yeah, me too. I'm here for the feedback.
Yes, and follow Neha over on Autoposher, the whole crew. You also created a Facebook page, right, to get a little bit more connected.
Yeah, so there's a Facebook community. If you search Autoposher community, I think, I'll accept you into the group. And yeah, it's just a place to ask questions, talk about reselling. It's nothing serious. It's just meant to be fun. So yeah.
The pricing, I have it linked in my bio if you want to see the whole tier structure, how it's priced out. And there is a $5 off code your first month. But if you wanted to sign up for, yeah, the code is Juliet's Finds. It's the same as my username. But if you wanted to sign up, it's $15 and $25 for the two paid versions. But the $5 will get you a 10 and a 20. Okay, there. And it's per month. And that's one sale, like she was saying.
I'm going to answer Ross' question. Will it cause any problems if I have items on multiple sites? So I think only if you have a cross lister that's automatically in your Poshmark listings, then the relisting will cause problems. But either you can not relist or not cross list, or wait for Autoposher to cross list. I think those are the three choices.
Yeah. We'll take a few more questions, but I think we've gotten this down. I feel really good about the information we shared. And we're also going to go live again on Sunday in case you missed it or in case you have like a reselling buddy that this might benefit. Send them to my page. I'll have that linked in my bio, just the way this one was, and you can register for it. It'll be Sunday evening sometime. This is a great party. You're a great party guest,
Oh,
Ruth.
Ruth, yeah, you were the best party guest.
You are. She brings gifts,
Yeah,
cheers us on.
that's.
She brought decorations to the kitchens. But you're welcome, everyone.
Think. Let me just scroll up, see if
Yeah.
there. Brandy asked, I haven't figured out how to share. Oh, D Lady, make sure you use Juliet's code. I was going to say that. Juliet's Finds. Um, Brandy asked, I haven't figured out how to share my closet. So, where's your bangs?
That's funny. Did you see my video this morning? Oh my god. I got some bangs in the filler bag. Oh my god. Do not make me cry. It took me I sent so many Snapchats to my friends with those bangs on already. Oh my god. They're fake bangs that you clip in. Oh my god. You gotta go watch my video. I just posted it this morning.
I haven't seen it yet. Okay.
It's so funny. I think it's so funny. I don't care if anybody else does.
Crystal asked, making it compatible with Vendu. So we're actually adding Mercari relisting and Depop relisting to Autoposher in the near future. I would say Mercari super soon, Depop maybe 2 weeks. I don't know, soon. And then the next step would be cross listing. So I think I'm sort of would love for people to sign up, use Juliet's code, and then email me feedback. And I would like just help me make the product better so that the cross listing can be exactly what you need. Because I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with their cross listers. I don't want to just be another problem. I want to be the solution.
And I think that if you've signed up today and you can use it for the next 2 days and see how you like it, join us on Sunday and tell us, give, not me, it's feedback bounces off of me, but I like to hear it. But it'll be a good time to give some feedback on how you feel about it. So
Yeah.
I think I do have to run, not to my next meeting. I want to eat lunch, but just
Okay.
being honest, I don't have meetings much now.
This was the meeting for the day.
Yeah, this was it. This was it. It's a lot of pressure. I haven't had to be somewhere on time in a long time. So I was like, my lackadaisical reseller lifestyle of just going to the thrift store.
But you still made it to the fill a bag and back. So
I did. I
yeah.
didn't get any bangs today though, so that wasn't Sunday. Yes, Sunday. I think we 8:45 ish. So I'll post that in my bio, and I'll try and post it in my stories and stuff. Um, thank you, Mexican Beauty.
You need to
Um,
Mexico Beauty relist. Go relist today.
See, she's good. She knows what's going on. She knows every in and out of it. But this was so much fun. Thank you
Yeah,
for joining me and answering my questions and the community questions. So it was
I
so much
know.
fun.
It was so cool. Thanks. My first live.
Yeah. Yes, you did it. Now you're gonna be addicted and just going all the time. So
All the content that people didn't ask for. No.
yeah, just sit there like with the word that the thing in the background of like make me talk or something like that. Um, But all right, you are all awesome. Thank you so much. And we will, follow us both, ask us questions, anything like that. We love helping the community in all different ways. So we love you guys. Bye.
Bye.